Angel Vane, and this is episode 58 of my author's diary. Check out my new location. So you guys, I've been doing these YouTube videos for over a year, and I'm really jealous of the people who have very cool backgrounds for their YouTube videos because I was doing mine upstairs, and you just kind of just saw this open space where the staircase goes down. It's just kind of like blah. So I decided that I was going to try to take my YouTube videos on the road. So I'm going to be testing out different backgrounds around my house and around outside to see where do I really want to do my YouTube videos going forward. So this one is in my foyer, which I can already tell you right now, I can hear the echo, and I'm sure you're going to be able to hear the echo, and it's about to drive me bonkers. So I may not sit up here going forward, but it was a nice try, right? So I'm actually filming this on my iPad. I have a ring light over here to give me good lighting. And now I'm gonna tell you what's going on in my author life, because this really is an author's diary. It's not a how to do a YouTube video diary, right? So y'all know that last week I finished the first draft of The Fallen Hero. So I was so proud of myself because that was 20 days before I was supposed to turn it in to the editor on August 1st. So now I have all this time and I can start to do my own first pass back through the story. And one of the things that I really realized about myself is that I love revising. Like, that is my comfort zone. And honestly, like, that is my comfort zone. I love getting in there, picking apart the story, seeing does everything flow right, writing out my handwritten notes around different things. Like, I have endless energy for revising. I don't have endless energy for writing the first draft. I've been like slog through the quicksand, trying to get it done, all slog. But when it's time for revising, like, I'm all in. I am all in. So I had 20 days to go back through the book and do what is called a developmental edit. So it's my own self-developmental edit where I'm looking for, does my plot make sense? Is the pacing of my plot appropriate? Are my characters properly developed and the things that they're dealing with internally and externally, their challenges, are those properly developed and displayed throughout the book? Is the pacing good? So I'm looking for continuity issues. Have I brought out my clues and stuff at the right time? So I'm going back through to look at it for those types of things. So I'm not worried about the nitty gritty, like how did I write this sentence? Did I describe this stuff right? I'm not at that point right now. This is all about story structure and making sure that the story is a good story. Because I can go back and like polish and edit and refine sentences and stuff later, but I'm not trying to do any of that if the story is jacked up, right? Which I don't think my story is jacked up, but I did find 3 problems that I'm going to focus on to try to fix before I turn it into the editor. Problem number 1, and this is a big one. So problem number 1 is that the reasons, the why, the big why behind the character's actions was flimsy in a lot of areas of this story. So I'll give you the example that I was talking about with fellow Bonsai Home Books author Rachel Woods, where we were talking about, okay, so you have this character, and the character like wants to buy an island, but they don't have no money. So then they decide, how do I get money the fastest so I can buy this island? Because I really want to buy this island. Oh, I know, I'm gonna go sell drugs. I'm gonna go sell drugs that'll help me get a whole bunch of money, and then I'll be able to buy this island. So with that construct, what I was finding in my story is that I was setting up a situation like that, but my character wanted to pay the lawn man to cut his grass. And he's like, I need money to pay the lawn man to cut his grass. Let me go sell drugs. And it's like, wait a minute. That is an extreme thing to jump to just to get the small amount that you need to pay a lawn man. So you see the disconnect there? And so you really start to think that, okay, well, for that type of reaction, this outcome or this goal that this person is going for, it's not strong enough to fit this extreme reaction. And so I really had to go back and really flesh through and say, okay, I gotta amp up these whys, or I gotta make the goal that the person, like the action that the person is doing because of their why, more in alignment with that why, at the same level of intensity of the why. So that's something that is the first problem that I found in the book, that I need to shape up those whys so that the story made sense as you're seeing this person do this action, then the next action, then the next action. You understand that person's why, and you understand that those actions make sense with that why. So yeah, that's a pretty big one. Yeah, I gotta get back in there and tighten that up. And so again, that's not an overhaul of the plot, but that is an overhaul of some of these internal thoughts, the dialogue that people are having with each other, so that that why kind of gets solidified through the story. Now, problem number 2 is a pacing issue. So one of the things that you really want to make sure that you're doing in your story is you want to amp up the stakes as the story goes on and on and on. So you start with something big, but it's not the biggest, right? But it is something that captures people and brings them in. So you want to start with that, but then as you get through the story, the last thing you want to do is get to the last part of your book and it's like, womp, womp. The big thing that they have to deal with at towards the end of the book is like nowhere near as exciting as the stuff that they dealt with earlier in the book. And so what I really try to do is make sure that I'm leading this crescendo up to the end of the book so that the last thing that they have to deal with, you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to be able to get out of this one? Because now this is the doozy. So that's what I really need to do. And I realized that right now I was making cool stuff happen too early. And I need to shift some stuff around so that the best thing, the hardest thing that they have to go through isn't so early on in the book, it's later in the book. And problem number 3 was I was leaving too much good stuff off camera. So in a novel, you can't show every little thing that the people are doing. So you have to pick and choose which things you're actually going to focus on in the scene and which things you're just going to have the people summarize so that they know, okay, what happened between the last time we saw them, right? And so what I really realized is that there were some aspects where I had chosen to summarize the wrong stuff, where I really should have made the scene about the stuff that was in the summary because that was a lot more exciting, and then let them summarize the stuff that I had actually written the scene for. So I'm going back through and trying to figure out, okay, have I in each of my chapters focused on the thing that's most exciting, that is moving the story forward? And if it's off scene right now, I may need to bring that on scene and take some stuff that wasn't quite as interesting and make that the summary. So those are the 3 things that I found as I was doing my developmental edit, and I know they kind of sound big. And the question becomes, will she be able to make all of those changes before August 1st? I don't know. Let's wait and see. So, if you want to continue to keep up with me and all the ups and downs that I go through as I write and publish new books, click the subscribe button. Then don't forget to click that little silver bell so you won't miss when I do a video, and I will see you next time. Bow chicka bow bow. I like the new location, but this echo is crazy. I don't want the echo in my video. I don't want the echo in my video. I don't want the echo in my video. I'm gonna have to find a new location without echo. I'm gonna have to find a new location without echo, cause I don't want it in my video. No, I don't want it in my video. Ba-dum-bum. And that's my new ring light that you can see in my